Welcome to Motoring Today, the Philippines' premier and longest-running weekly motoring news and features TV and online magazine. I'm Susie Gamboa, and here are this week's features to watch out for.
On Motoring Forum, we shall discuss the significance of China's loan agreement on 3 major railway projects, our road safety reminder in the Young Street Smart Sports and centers on right-of-way vehicles turning right. This week's Pine to Pear shall be about the illegal practice of most PUV drivers of overloading passengers. Showcase this week shall have the hatchback from Suzuki, the all-new Celerio, while for race weekend we'll have the highlights of the 2022 Philippine Rallycross Series Round 5.
All these, plus the latest news in transportation and traffic management, as well as developments in the automotive industry, are on this week's edition of Motoring Today. Join us.
Ambition. It's not a destination, nor a finish line. It's what you keep racing towards, to push, to the extremes, to race, race, race. That's when you find the limit. That's our ambition, so you too can race yours.
Mitsubishi Strada Athlete. Unleash the athlete.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. Here now are the latest news and developments in the country's transportation and traffic management. Will the new administration be more receptive to tollway projects already proposed under the old administration? The proponents want to find out.
Metro Pacific Tollways Corp, or MPTC, plans to meet with new bosses at the Department of Public Works and Highways to push for the implementation of tollway projects it proposed in the previous administration. These include the Cavite-Tagaytay-Batangas Expressway and the Circumferential Road 3 and the Circle segment of the NLEX Cavitex Port Expressway link. A report published by Business World said MPTC Chief Finance Officer Christopher Daniel C. Lizo said the tollway group wants to pursue and implement the 2 projects immediately. As proposed, the CTBEX is a 50.43-kilometer tollway linking the Cavite-Laguna Expressway, or CALAX, at Silang East Interchange to Tagaytay City and Nasugbu, Batangas. The NLEX Cavitex Port Expressway link, jointly proposed by the MPTC with the NLEX Corporation, seeks to extend the NLEX towards the Cavitex. The project has 3 segments. The first is the 5.7-kilometer C3 Road to Anda Circle segment. The second is a 4.8-kilometer connection from Cavitex to Buendia Avenue. The third is the 4.6-kilometer Buendia Avenue to Anda Circle segment. Business World reported that the NLEX Corp President and General Manager J. Luigi Bautista said it was already awaiting approval from the Toll Regulatory Board to implement the first segment of the project back in April.
It's interesting to note that the DPWH is now under an old hand of the agency, Manuel Bonoan, who worked at SMC Tollways Corporation, which is engaged in the construction, management, and operation of the expressways. Meanwhile, the problem of the shortage of buses on the EDSA carousel should be solved by now. At least the LTFRB hopes so.
Land Transportation, Franchising, and Regulatory Board Chairperson Cheloy Garafil is reported to have said she has gotten assurance from bus operators to deploy more units to the EDSA carousel. Garafil also assured the public that the LTFRB has sufficient funds to cover free bus rides at the EDSA carousel until September of this year. However, she added that she has asked the EDSA carousel bus operator not to rush LTFRB into paying them while promising to do its best to update payments. Bus operators are supposed to deploy as many as 440 units on the EDSA carousel during rush hours. However, bus operators have only been deploying around half of that number, with drivers complaining that they are not being paid for the work. Meanwhile, the DOTRSO coordinating with the Department of Budget and Management to look for funds to finance a free ride program on the EDSA carousel until the end of 2022.
By now, commuters regularly taking EDSA carousel buses should know if both the LTFRB and bus operators are keeping their word. The operators deploying more buses, the LTFRB fast-tracking payment to operators. Continuing, by now the EDSA Kamuning flyover should be passable in both directions.
The southbound lanes of the EDSA Timog flyover should now be open to motorists. During a press conference, DPWH District Engineer Eduardo Santos announced that the southbound lanes of the EDSA Timog flyover would be reopened to motorists at 5 p.m. of July 23. Santos said that the repair of the flyover had gone ahead of schedule even under less than diesel weather conditions. The EDSA Timog flyover was fully closed to motorists last June 25 for repairs that included reconstruction of the damaged bridge diaphragm and the construction of a new bridge deck slab. During the closure, the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority and Quezon City identified alternate routes that motorists can use to avoid traffic congestion in the area. The MMD also conducted operations to clear obstructions on streets and sidewalks of the alternate routes.
Now that the EDSA Timog flyover is open to motorists, will the MMDA keep the alternate routes clear of obstructions? And finally, the past administration inherited a backlog in license plates. Now the Bongbong Marcos administration inherits the same problem.
The Land Transportation Office still has a problem meeting a backlog of the issuance of license plates for motorized vehicles, both the four-wheeled and two-wheeled variety. During the Laging Handa press briefing, LTO officer in charge, Romeo Vera Cruz, revealed the agency needs around 6.8 billion pesos to meet the backlogs. However, Vera Cruz said the LTO has the machines, facilities, and equipment to manufacture license plates. These include 2 robotic machines, one allotted for embossing motorcycle plates, another for cars and other vehicles and 4 more wheels, and 9 or 10 manual embossing machines. But Vera Cruz indicated it needs more funds to procure the materials needed for producing the license plates. The LTO said only Congress can provide the funds to meet the backlogs. Vera Cruz said the LTO can erase the backlogs if funding is made available.
The problems with backlogs began when the LTO outsourced the manufacture of license plates to the tune of billions of pesos. Now the LTO claims it has the facilities to make the plates on its own. Will Congress provide the funding? And those are the latest news and developments in transportation and traffic management. Coming up next is Motoring Forum, brought to you by Suzuki Philippines. The DOTR, under former Secretary Art Tugade, gave priority to the establishment of railways all across the country and touted 3 major projects funded by loans from the Chinese government as among the legacy projects of the Duterte administration. The new administration doesn't seem to be too enthusiastic about the terms of those loans. Motoring Forum discusses the new developments that could derail the projects.
The people who are looking forward to the establishment of better, more efficient, and more extensive railway systems in the country are now growing pessimistic about this happening. The Duterte administration raised their hopes for railways to play a bigger role in modern mass transportation system. Even during the last few months of the Duterte government, the Department of Transportation was seen seemingly to fast-track the awarding of contracts for the engineering, procurement, construction, or commissioning of major railway projects. These included the Subic-Clark Railway Project, the design, build of the Philippine National Railways South Long Haul Project, and for the project management consultant of the Mindanao Railway Project. Subjects of executive agreements between the Philippines and China, the projects were supposed to be funded through Official Development Assistance or ODA loans from China. However, soon after President Bongbong Marcos assumed office, the Department of Transportation announced that loan applications for the 3 projects submitted to China, Exim Bank, were considered withdrawn. The DOTR cited former Department of Finance Secretary Carlos Dominguez III as saying the loan applications for the projects were only valid until May 31, 2022 and would be automatically withdrawn if not acted upon. DOTR Transportation Undersecretary for Railways Cesar Chavez later explained that ODA-funded projects from China required that procurement and awarded of contracts are made before loan agreements are processed and approved. The DOTR said it procured and awarded contracts for the Subic-Clark Railway Project's engineering, procurement, construction, and commissioning contractor, the PNR South Long Haul Projects Design Build contractor, and the Mindanao Railway Projects project management consultant. It then endorsed a contract to the DOF, which was tasked to submit and negotiate the corresponding loan applications with China Exim Bank. When the loan applications were enacted upon until the May 31, 2022 deadline, the DOF informed China Exim Bank that these were deemed automatically withdrawn. So what happens now to the railway projects? News reports cited Chavez as saying that the current DOTR leadership immediately wrote and coordinated with the Department of Finance to initiate policy discussions on the way forward for the 3 China Official Development Assistance rail projects. Chavez was also reported as saying that during a cabinet meeting, President Bongbong Marcos said that as a matter of policy, government should focus on and encourage more investment in railway transport.
Before the change in administrations, many were wondering if the incoming government will continue to prioritize the same projects or policies of its predecessor. We're beginning to find out railways may not be among the new priorities of the new administration. Or perhaps it just wants to get better terms for the loans for the railway projects. That's our Motoring Forum this week, courtesy of Suzuki Philippines.
Ambition. It's not a destination, nor a finish line. It's what you keep racing towards. To push. To the extremes. To race. 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 That's when you find the limit. That's our ambition. So you too can race yours.
Suzuki Ertiga.
Life is beating fast. Find what you're waiting for.
Seven-seater in style.
You're back with us here on Motoring Today. We now have this week's valuable motoring tips, starting off with some road safety reminders from Toyota Motor Philippines. As seen on the animation, vehicles turning right have the right of way bago ang mga liliko sa kaliwa. Always be patient, lalo na kung ikaw ay nasa intersection para maiwasan ang aksidente. Continuing with this week's edition of Motoring Today, let's now focus on proper driver's demeanor, especially for those driving PUVs. Here's Paying Chuper this week.
Payo Chuper lang, kaibigan. Ako si Alejandro Luico, isang kapwa niyo Chuper. Huwag nang ipilit magsakay ng pasahero kung hindi nakasya.
Ang bawat pampasadang sasakyan ay mayroong tinatawag na passenger limit o bilang ng mga pasahero na magkakasya. Kapag puno na, iwasang magtawag pa ng ilan at ipagsiksikan. Tandaan din na bawal maglagay ng ekstrang bangko sa gitna ng pampasadang sasakyan.
Palaging isipin na mahalaga rin na komportable ang ating mga pasahero. Ito po si Alejandro Luico, Payong Chuper lang, kaibigan mula sa inyong kapwa niyo Chuper.
Ambition. It's not a destination, nor a finish line. It's what you keep racing towards. To push. To the extremes. To race. 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 That's when you find the limit. That's our ambition. So you too can race yours.
When we do what we love and love what we do.
your life.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. World of Motorsports is next. We start with the latest news and developments.
In motorsports news, Richard Gallardo set the fastest overall cumulative time of 1 minute and 19.38 seconds from tracks A and B at the 5th round of the 2022 Philippine Autocross Championship Series held at the Inada Center in Antipolo City. Rod Huzon was a close second with a 1 minute 20.31, while James Matthew Huzon was farther down in third place with a cumulative time of 1 minute 27.25 seconds. Rounding out the top 5 overall were Alfie Bince and Martina Sofia Munoz. Richard Gallardo also topped the open category with Ron Huzon back in second and Rod Chang joining them on the podium in third. Alfie Bince ended up fourth with James Matthew Huzon owning fifth. James Matthew Huzon turned in the best performance among novices in round 5, just piping the cumulative time of Martina Sofia Munoz in second. Rounding out the top 5 among novices are Smelion Chua in third, Jose Carlos Campo fourth, and Jobert Go fifth. In other motorsports news, Stefano Rivera recorded season number 3 following a tight duel with chief rival Paui Base at the 6th leg of the Race Motorsports Club National Slalom Series held at Robinson Star Mills in Pampanga. Rivera set the fastest overall time of 61.09 seconds, which was also the best time in the front wheel class. Coming in third overall was Rod Chang. Joseph Ortega of Ponga Racing Team set the rear wheel production best time of the day with a 65.13. Followed by Austin Sarmiento of Team Shell Helix Ultra with 68.02. Dr. JP Polintan ruled the novice class with a time of 66.23 seconds. Julay Johnson was second with 70.46 seconds and Austin Sarmiento in third with 70.72. The National Slalom Series continues on August 14 with the 7th round at Robinson's Antipolo.
More on the world of motorsports here on Motoring Today as we give you Race Weekend. Race Weekend takes us to Clark Global City for Round 5 of the Philippine Rallycross Series. The competition takes place on a new site where rallycross enthusiasts get great spots to watch the action. Check out some of the highlights with us.
Good day everybody. We are here for round 5 of the Philippine Rallycross Series. We are here at Clark Global City. For this round, this is the 5th round of the Philippine Rallycross Series. This is a single round. We're back here at Clark Global City. And this is a different terrain. We have less competitors today because, due to some people getting sick and cart problems.
So far, we have finished 2 rounds for today's race. Of course, the first run was nanggigigil pa, so a lot of mistakes, but a lot of improvement for the second run for Class Open and Group 4. I'm satisfied with the runs, so getting better. I'm enjoying myself.
We have the pickup class, which Isuzu is part of. There's 2 drivers, which is Louis Camacho and Monde Maquilis. These guys are both battling for the top spot of the pickup class. And these guys are also battling for the all-wheel drive class. We have a female competitor, Zoe Lau, who is competing in Group 1, who is our only female driver at the moment. She's probably leading the points now for our ladies class competition.
Really fun. Feel like I can get faster at some parts pa, so still working on it. I had an interest in racing, pero never got the chance. Kaya when I got here, tapos my dad introduced it to me. I was like, okay, why not?
Well, our next event will pre-August 28, it will be a double round, a day and night stage, where we'll be probably back here at Clark Global City with this new site of area that we have. So it's open now to the public. The area is more visible to public and the traffic. So you can drop by, join us on August 28 for rounds 6 and 7 of the Philippine Rallycross Series.
It should be interesting to see if Philippine Rallycross Series organizers will stick to the new venue for the rest of the season, or do they have more surprises in store for teams, drivers, and spectators to make the year even more exciting for Rallycross. And that's this week's World of Motorsports. We'll be back after this short break.
Kailangan ng maaasahan, kailangan ng matibay, pang matagalan kasama mo sa pag-unlad ng negosyo. Modernong disenyo, kaya-kaya ang kargo mo ng tatak na ito. Isuzu Travis, level up with Isuzu. Level up on yung negosyo. Isuzu Travis, level up with Isuzu. Level up with Isuzu Travis.
Our car of the week is next on Showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee.
Suzuki Philippines has rolled out the all-new Celerio GL, confident that it will find owners looking for a fun yet practical hatchback. Suzuki describes the latest generation Celerio as a compact hatch with a spacious interior. But at 3,695mm long, 1,655mm wide, and 1,555mm tall, the Celerio is still properly a subcompact hatchback, although looking a lot larger than its predecessor. Suzuki has decided to eschew the boxy design of the old Celerio, giving the new one well-rounded corners and surfaces. A minimum ground clearance of 170mm and 2,435mm long wheelbase that pushes the tires to the very corners give the Celerio an SUV vibe. The Celerio fascia has a retro look with a black oval grille with a single band of chrome flanking the Suzuki badge and leading to the distinctive multi-reflector halogen headlamps. The body color bumper frames a black lower grille which in turn frames round fog lamps at the corners. The rear also features distinctive LED combination lamps and reflectors on the bumper. The 15-inch black alloy wheels also look distinctive, wrapped by 175/60 R15 tires. Other exterior features include 2-speed intermittent front wipers with washer, rear 1-speed wipers with washer, rear window demister, body-colored outside mirrors that power adjust, antenna mounted on front roof. Like its predecessor, the all-new Celerio GL has a surprisingly roomy interior that can seat 5 adults, with 295 liters of space for cargo in the rear. More, with the rear seats folded, it folds 60/40. No smart entry system, but it does have remote-controlled door locks with hazard lamp, central door locking with the switches on the center console, and power windows in front and rear. It also comes with manual air conditioning system complemented by a pollen filter. The rotary controls for the air conditioning are on the center console with an easy reach of driver and front seat passenger. Suzuki describes the interior design as energetic, bringing one's senses alive. The description fits within an interior featuring a lot of lines, angles, curves, and circles. It's got a large analog speedometer and a small digital tachometer. The front passenger and driver seats manually adjust 4 ways. The fabric seat upholstery looks and feels rich. The 3-spoke steering wheel tilts and comes with controls for the audio system. There's a front console tray that comes with drink holder. The front and rear doors also got drink holders. The all-new Celerio GL comes with a 6.2-inch touchscreen audio unit with an anti-glare touchscreen, WebLink 2.0, Bluetooth and USB connectivity in place through speakers on the front and rear doors. There's also a 12-volt accessory socket on the front console underneath the aircon controls. Lift the hood of the all-new Celerio GL and one finds the 1.0-liter K10C dual-jet engine that generates 67 horsepower and 89 Nm of torque. While the power numbers may not seem impressive, the engine provides enough grunt to make the Celerio a fun drive, considering it only has a curb weight of 805 to 830 kilograms or a gross vehicle weight of 1,260 kilograms. Suzuki claims the all-new Celerio achieved a 28.25 km per liter fuel efficiency, a claim validated by the Automobile Association of the Philippines. This makes the Celerio, which is offered with either a 5-speed manual transmission or an auto gear shift system, all the more attractive to motorists looking to save on fuel costs. The AGS is an automated manual transmission featuring intelligent shift control actuator that automatically operates the shift and clutch to bring convenience to manual driving. Think of the AGS as an automatic gearbox with the fuel efficiency of powertrains with manual transmission. The Celerio features Suzuki Hardtech platform that both light and highly rigid, which makes the subcompact hatchback a fun, safe, and an economical daily driver. The suspension system uses McPherson struts in front and torsion beam in the rear. The Celerio brake system features ventilated discs in front and leading trailing jumps in the rear. Ride and handling is helped along by electric power steering. The all-new Celerio that arrived in the country comes standard with anti-lock brake system and electronic stability program. The Celerio with AGS comes with an added hill hold control. The Celerio with AGS also comes with what Suzuki calls the Engine Auto Stop Start, or EASS, system that on certain conditions shuts down the engine automatically, like when coming to a stop. Suzuki says this should help prevent unnecessary fuel consumption while limiting exhaust emissions. Other standard safety features include 3-point ELR seatbelts for 4, plus a center lap belt in the rear seat, ISOFIX child seat anchorages, child seat tethers, child-proof rear door locks, dual front airbags, rear parking sensors, and immobilizer.
Drive worry-free with Prudential Guarantees Auto Insurance Program with a free 24-hour nationwide roadside assistance included with your comprehensive auto insurance. Rest assured, we'll take care of you and your car wherever you are. Prudential Guarantees Auto Insurance Program, 100% worry-free driving.
Ambition. It's not a destination, nor a finish line. It's what you keep racing towards, to push, to the extremes, to race, race, race. That's when you find the limit. That's our ambition, so you too can race yours.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. The auto industry now takes center stage.
Isuzu Philippines Corporation is embarking on a new road to progress that leads to sustainability. IPC revealed this during the celebration of its 25th inaugural anniversary at the SMX Convention Center in Pasay, attended by shareholders, dealers, suppliers, banks, media, VIPs from industry association, and IPC executives and employees. At the celebration, IPC President Noboru Murakami explained the shift towards a new vision for sustainability.
IPC, on its 25th year in the business, is prepared to start a new drive. We will realign our business process on our new sustainability vision and lay out our road to progress, envisioning the company to become the vital engine for the Philippine society on the road to progress towards a sustainable automotive chain in the next 25 years or beyond.
Murakami also encourages dealers to switch to renewable energy in the next years, envisioning lower carbon footprint for the entire Isuzu dealer network. Also at the celebration, IPC Assistant Division Head for Marketing Robert Carlos reiterated Isuzu's commitment to provide the best in transport business solutions.
We would like to share to everyone IPC's milestone for the 25 years and how these achievements shape the company as we move forward. We are also sharing our success to the people who have been made Isuzu Philippines the #1 truck brand in the country for 22 consecutive years.
A video presentation at the program showed IPC pioneers now retired sharing their experience at helping IPC grow in the early years and laying the foundation for the company's success. These included Arthur Balmadrid, who retired as Senior Vice President, and other leaders such as Mirna Valle, who headed administration, Arnel Dunida of the Manufacturing Division, Joseph Bautista of Sales, Marketing and Product Development, and Edward de Guzman of After Sales.
And that's the week that was in motoring. Thank you for joining us. Also, don't forget to check us out on social media. Until next week, here on Motoring Today, now on its 36th year of continuing service to the general motoring public, with a lifelong commitment to promote road safety. On behalf of my dad, Butch Gamboa, and my brother, Ray Louis Gamboa, I'm Susie Gamboa. Happy motoring!